Happy May, everyone. As InSync says, it's gonna be May. But if you prefer the Backstreet Boys, then it's gotta be you. I've got a pretty straightforward schedule for this month. The next two Magic Treehouse books. I only read books 1 through 12, so that's gonna be the end of my Magic Treehouse review series for now. The next two Nancy Drew Files Collector Edition books. And then the next two Wings of Fire graphic novels. Number 3 is really good. That's what sold me on the Wings of Fire series. Like, I read it, I'm like, this is great, this is awesome. Glory is, like, in my top 5 characters. Outside of that, I am going to prioritize Encyclopedia Brown. So, book 25 and 26 are going to come near the start of the month, and then I'm going to have books 27 and 28. That's the last book of the series, book number 28. I start the review by saying, this is the last book in the series, nobody's written any books after this one. So, turns out I'm wrong. There is a new Encyclopedia Brown book coming out this month. In my defense, like, I did this review. When did I originally make this review? Let's find out. Here's a behind-the-scenes look of how things work on my YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to search for Brown. That should show all my Encyclopedia Brown reviews. Now I'm going to search by visibility. So the ones that don't have a schedule. These ones. So I've got some bonus books. Encyclopedia Brown's Book of Comic Strips. So 2021. That's when I reviewed the Encyclopedia Brown series. Yes, I reviewed these books in 2021, and I haven't posted them until now. Sorry about that. It's been a while. Yeah. So, anyway, here are the books I read last month, April. Finished the Nate the Great series. Finished reading the Nate the Great series. So, what happened is the original author died, and her son took over the series, and it's okay, I guess. I'd say he's got like a 50-50 success rate, because Earth Day Robot's good, and Missing Birthday Snake, good too, but Wandering Word, downright awful, yeah. And then these two books are half okay. Yeah, they have like 2 separate mysteries in them, which is good, but one of them's bad, so like, okay, I'll spoil the mystery solution. I didn't want to spoil it, but I will spoil it. Like, somebody sees a sign that says, okay, here's a tomato garden, 25 cents, and the culprit thinks, oh, this means I can take tomatoes from any garden in town for $0.25. And that's clearly not what the sign says. That sign is clearly just for the one garden, not every garden in town. I don't know how you mess that up. So that was the dumb mystery solution in that book. And in this book, it's not a dumb mystery solution, but it's sort of an unfair mystery solution. Is trying to figure out where the parrot is. It's somewhere in this guy's backyard. And you just have to guess at random. There aren't any clues. I finished the Little Miss series with a bunch of French books. So these are French exclusive books. They had translations here on YouTube. So some of them are good. Like, I think they should have been released in English. I don't know why they were exclusive to France and Greece. Jumping back to my schedule, though, at the end of the month, I have my commissions. So it's the next Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney manga, the next book in the Mom Zone series, that new Encyclopedia Brown book, that's gonna come out. I'm told there's a new Sweet Valley Twins graphic novel coming out. Gonna read that. And the new Warrior Cats graphic novel. I'm gonna read that when it comes out. And that's why we have such a huge gap in my schedule. I've got plenty of room for all those new graphic novels coming out. Jumping back to books I read last month. Olivia Sharp finished the 4-book Olivia Sharp series. Be a Perfect Person in Just 3 Days is a great book. I loved it. Glad. It's one of those books I loved as a kid, and so I'm like, no, I've got to read and review it, even if nobody asked me to do it. It's a fun book. I've started reading the Death and Taxes series, which is lots of fun. I love it. It's also known as the Tara Holloway series. It is technically a cozy mystery series. It's kind of dirty. It's got a lot of adult content in it, so that's why I was unsure if I should do reviews for this series or not. I read the first 3 books in the Tara Holloway series as well as one of the ebooks. My wife and I finished reading the Once Upon a Time series. Kind of. There are graphic novels, but I don't think I'm going to read them. So, Once Upon a Time, Regina Rising, and the other 2 are Reawakened, which is just a retelling of the first book of the series, and then Henry and Violet, which is the final book. It's sort of like a romance, but it's a sad romance, because Henry and Violet aren't together at the end of the series, so this book is just an explanation of why they broke up. I read a handful of Arthur books, not that many Arthur books. They're simple and they're all fun, so I haven't read an Arthur book I've disliked yet. Frozen, a bunch of Frozen things. I have one of those Frozen books, Frozen 5-minute stories, which has 10 different Frozen books. Here we go. So these are just a bunch of these short stories which were contained inside this long Frozen collection. There's Arthur's Thanksgiving. Dork Diaries #1. That was kind of interesting. Turns out there are 2 versions of the book, and I kind of prefer the censored version of the book, actually, because I tried reading the book 3 years ago. I'm like, this is gross. This is disgusting. They start with an underwear joke, which I think is inappropriate for the target audience of, like, 2nd graders. But the censored version is better. It doesn't have, like, the dirty jokes. The illustrations are better in the censored version as well. The downside is that in the censored version, they totally did the thing where they break up the text, so every single sentence is now its own paragraph just to make the book larger. And they take a bunch of text and they make it extra large. So instead of having this text take up 1 line, it takes up 3 lines. And that also makes the book larger. And there's a lot of pages where they do the trick of, instead of what you would normally have is 2 lines of a paragraph, and then at the top of the next page, the next 2 lines of the paragraph. Nope. They do the trick of, oh no, I'm just going to push this paragraph, the entire paragraph, to the next page, just to take up more space. So they do a lot of those tricks. If you pay attention, you'll notice it. Anyway, I did a long video as well comparing book 1, the original, to the censored, revised Super Squee edition. Robin Hood. Oh, read some Muppet graphic novels. So I finished the Muppet graphic novel series. Robin Hood, not so good. That was kind of bad. King Arthur, sort of middle of the road, but it's okay. Peter Pan, definitely a good one. Liked that. And then Sherlock Holmes, that was kind of a disaster. My copy of the book had a bunch of, like, typographical errors. So characters would be saying the wrong lines, and that kind of ruined the story for me. Like, if Gonzo's saying a joke that Kermit's supposed to be saying, that ruins the joke. And there were also panels that were out of order, which also kind of ruins the story. I'm like, I can't follow what's going on when they... Ugh. Anyway, another Arthur book. Oh, Wings of Fire, #12. That was a fun one. Okay, I'm currently reading Wings of Fire 13. Hopefully I'll be able to finish the Wings of Fire book reviews before that graphic novel series is over. So I read books 11 and 12. Cool. So once I'm finished with those Wings of Fire graphic novels, then I'll just post my reviews for Wings of Fire 9, 10, 11, and 12. American Girl Kit Mystery #2 was not so good. I didn't really like it. I'm sorry. People liked the historical aspect, and that was probably the best part of the book, but as a mystery, it was kind of boring, and the fake-out storyline was far more compelling and developed than the real storyline. I read The Voyages of Dr. Dolittle, which won the Newbery Award. It's okay, but it's got racist stuff. Yeah, that's sort of like Pippi Longstocking, where it's supposed to be this funny book about this person who's crowned the ruler of an island in the South America region, and it's just kind of racist when you read it today. It's got colonial attitudes and stuff. It does have some good ideas, but yeah. And then DW is sort of a spin-off of the Arthur series, because DW is Arthur's younger sister, so I'm reading DW books as well. Cinderella Countdown to the Ball is just a simple counting book starring Cinderella. Yeah, I've got 2 other, like, Disney princess short story collections, so I'm gonna read all of those someday. And then 2 books by R.L. Stine and Mark Brown. They've written 2 monster books together, simply because I'm reading Mark Brown's Arthur books, so it's like, hey, might as well read his other books. There is a 3rd one called Mary McScary, which I'll review next month. Okay, so that's everything. Thanks for watching my video. Have a great May, everybody.